So pulled the front axle out, and this is the steering box out of it, the snowblower auger box. And my problem with it was I was missing a tooth off of the pinion gear here, and the ring gear also had a chip out of it too, because I hit something in winter really hard with it. And anyways, went and looked for a new one in the junkyard for a new pinion gear, because I can just use the other half of this ring gear. So I went and looked for a pinion gear, and I pulled the cover off, and the ring gear in that one was all chewed up. And I was starting to think, wow, these aren't really as good as I think they are. So I went looking around, and I came up with this. I've always wanted to do a shortened rack and pinion. So I found a Nissan 280Z and took the rack out of it. And basically what's going on here is this tube was 10 inches longer. I cut 10 inches in the middle, took the end, and re-welded it. And you can see I have exhaust clamps, 1.5 inch exhaust clamps going through, pinching the tubes, and a 1/4 inch plate. And we're still going to do a little bit of gusset work from here up to there, just so it's rock solid. But anyways, it's all shortened, and there's going to be a boot just like that side on this side. Finished up the tie rod, which is also from the car, which means it has the jam nut and everything on it. So that means it's adjustable just like a car, which is very cool. And just re-drilled a new hole because it has a little bit shorter of a throw, but this is basically acting like a hydraulic ram without all the stuff that requires hydraulics. So it's still manual, and it can still work with the motor not running. And I took U-joints, steering U-joints from two 280Zs, because they only come with one, and the other one has a rag joint. So I have 2 of them, and I cut off the shaft off this one and shortened this shaft, and I just slipped that inside of this and welded that to that, you know. And this is my slip joint, or whatever you want to call it. But the slip joint is for when the suspension travels up and down. This distance between U-joints gets longer and shorter, so it needs to have something to slip on and still have sort of a keyway kind of deal. So that's how that works. Just give you a little look at how that all works. It's about from lock to lock, from steering lock to steering lock. It is just over 2 turns, which is 2.5, which I mean it's the same as a car, so it feels like a car. And it's a little bit less than the snowblower box by about a turn, maybe. I can't exactly remember what it was, but that's how it is. I'm going to make some gussets and everything and finish up welding on that. I'm going to cut up my skid plate pipe. It ends there. I'm going to bend these tubes up a little bit and have the supports coming down. And I took the skin off of it too. I'm going to reskin it with something else. So we're going to finish that up and probably test drive it with a new steering here. Here you go, gives you a better look at this thing outside the tractor, all painted up, and it's all done. You can see these gussets, these mounts all 1/4 inch steel, all nicely welded together with these exhaust clamps, all painted. Got the boots back on here. Got this just to show you guys, but tie rod's all done here, just hanging for the garage door. But maybe see if I can give you an idea what this just kinda, but just get an idea. Can't wait to drive on a setup here. Redid the skid plate. You can see, can't really see it, but these were cut here and there, and then they're kind of widened a little bit and then brought up a hair closer. Couldn't bring them much, so it's about the same depthness, or what do you want to say, as it was before. But then I got another piece of sheet metal and reskinned it. But the big difference was the old forward mounts here. They went from there to this face of the beam. Now I have them going down here, so the angle of it is a lot, the slope or whatever is a little bit better, so it can bump up over some rocks or whatnot. but now it's I don't know. Skid plate's ready to get bent up and scratched and whatever again, just like the old one. But you get an idea of how close that gearbox is down there. Well protected. I'm gonna drill, I think the last thing I'm gonna do is drill 2 drain holes here and here just to get the water to come out. It wasn't doing it before, just because these side supports hold the water in. So I'll drill some drain holes, and then this is all painted up too, so that'll go up in here. That's where the U-joint comes out right there. So put this thing back in, get it back into a roller. Alright, so we have this all back together in one piece and looking pretty good out here in the sun. You can see it's all painted up, all the shock hoops and everything. I bought synthetic winch rope a long time ago, and that's on. I need an actual hook for it, but this is just temporary. But that should work just fine for what I'm doing. And so just get an idea what the steering looks like. And there it is, all mounted up in there. Steering shaft goes all the way up to the column there. And I don't know, looks pretty good. All buttoned up, all greased up. Going out to a place to test it out. And I don't know, it looks pretty good. I did put this hood rack on, and just a couple bungees, and don't have anything to put up there yet, but for long trips or something, I actually have storage space now. And the lights work. They have to be at least 2 times brighter than the old lights. I mean, seriously, I can see for a good, I don't even know, I don't have enough yard to to see how far it goes, but very, very far. Very happy. So I am shooting this with a different camera. Usually I'm using my iPhone 5, but I'm using a Canon T5 right now, and really happy with it. So just kind of a little guinea pig segment here, and should come out a lot clearer. I don't know. Hope you guys like it. Doing some other stuff to this thing. That'll be another video. And until then.